All right, good morning. Today, we're going to be installing our Jensen JM blah 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 MW60A. Oh, there it is. The JWM60A stereo in the cabinet. Okay, so I have to build a mounting situation for it that it'll slide into, and then whatever the balance of the cabinet is will be a shelf or maybe two shallow shelves. I don't know, and then we'll hook up a speaker and give her a try. Got my switches installed yesterday. I've got this one working. Which is just the temporary light, but that'll become the living room lights, which in here there'll be two, be one about here. And remember, these are all recessed can lighting, so we'll get those installed. Now, my above door cabinet back there will be similar to this. You see how the plywood shelf, and then there's this but then it's covered with tongue and groove on the bottom, and that's where the can lights go, and those are the can lights. So I'm pretty excited about that, getting that done, and then we'll probably, I'm going to go ahead and make a door for that today. I just want to try my technique out and see if what I want to do is going to work. I'm sure it will. But remember, I'm not a cabinet maker, so I'm sure guys that make doors for a living for cabinets know what they're doing. But I have a router, I have a tape measure, I have glue, I have wood. So, and I have a need for a door. All right, let me get to work. I've got my saw set up outside and my table saw over there in the driveway. So let's get to it. Okay, now I'm putting some blah 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 tongue and groove on this side so that it looks like this side, but it's more or less for aesthetics. So let me put that on. I'll be right back. I've got my pieces cut. I guess you can watch. So there's one. Two, and this one I had to rip down to fit, and there's three. Boom. Okay, that looks good. Now I'm gonna make my radio mount. Okay, I've got my pieces cut for my radio, and now I have to join them all together and get it mounted in there. I'll be back. Once I got that assembled, I'm going to be putting putting a shelf above it, like I said. So let me put that together and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are. It's about 90% done. I've got my shelf over there drying. As soon as that dries, I'll put it in. But what I wanted to point out was that I'm gonna be putting a shelf back here, okay? That'll have a little bit of a lip for CDs and shit like that. Okay, now, and this is something you guys might want to consider if you're building your own. I'm actually making it so that this face frame can slide up over the shelf and actually come out, okay? I've trimmed it out where I want it to be, okay? And of course the shelf will be stationary, but you'll be able to slide, let me turn it around. So you pull the radio, you could pull the radio out, and then of course this will be attached but with screws, okay? And there'll be a shelf back there. But you'll be able to come in if you ever want to, or you get a different radio or whatever your situation is. You lift that bad boy up and you can take it right out. And you could literally make a different, opening for a different radio if your radio takes a shit on you or whatever. So, okay. Let me go put the shelf in there and start figuring out how I'm going to attach it, and we'll rock and roll. Okay, I've got my radio shelf and my face plate drying. Do a little sanding on them. So I'm going to move on to tongue and grooving the bottom of my cabinet. So let me get it started and I'll come right back. Okay, I got the first 2 courses up. And now I just got to keep rock and rolling all the way to the end. Got my pile there. I cut enough to where I think it is, but I may have to cut a couple more. All right. Okay, we're cooking now. We're about halfway through. Well, we are halfway through, and it took 11 to do that. So I've got 7, and let's see, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Holy shit. That's pretty much all the tongue and groove I have left. I have 1 more 8-foot section, and I think we're gonna be good. I won't have to buy any more. All right, let me cut those and I'll be right back. Okay. Well, I can count, but I don't know. I'm 2 pieces short, so I am gonna have to go buy. But they sell some small packages. I don't know, but I might as well get another package. I forgot. I've got my doors I've got to do. So. But there it is. At least I'm far enough along to where I can go ahead and put in my can lights and run my wires. So I'm very excited. All right. Next project. Okay, I've got my center points marked. I don't know if you can see that on the video. I can't even see it on the video. It's right next to, there it is. Okay. So I measured 8 and 5/16 to this point, which would be center of the cabinet. So I'm going to drill a pilot hole down here, and then I can drill from the bottom up with my hole saw. So I've got 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, so let me do that and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm shooting from down up, so it's the only way I could do this without killing my back. So there's one of the lights installed. There's the other hole. You can see the other 2 are already installed. So let me show you how you pop that one in there. It's no big deal. These are, I don't know, nickel plated, 12 volt. And these are dimmable. Now, you know, most LEDs I guess are, but this one specifically says dimmable. So, and they come in a nice little box, you know, individually wrapped, from China. Everything's made in China. Okay. And it's got these, you know, clips on the side, which make it a real breeze to just, let's see, just shove the whole wire up in the hole, get one side, it'll just kind of do it itself, and then you grab the other side. Now, these springs are pretty tough, and if they let go from the light, you play hell getting them back up in there. So there you have it. Okay, I'm just sitting on the floor now. All right, there they are. Okay. 18 inches off the side. And then, let's see, whatever, it doesn't matter. They're all evened out space. I tried to get 2 lights in front of each door, the main door, but then make it aesthetically look pleasing. So Mama's gonna hit Lowe's on the way home. She's out getting her stuff taken care of today, whatever that stuff is, shopping, etc. I need 2 more pieces there, but then I got to thinking, I don't need 2 more pieces there. I need it all for my doors and everything else. So there you have it. Let me get off this floor. Okay, so you can see the wires sticking up. Wires, and wires. Okay, and I drilled my holes in the wood there. So now I'll be hooking these lights up in what they call parallel. So it's not series. Each light gets a negative, and each light gets a positive. Okay, they can all be run off the same, you know, wire, but it's not a positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative situation. So, you know, you guys know about that stuff, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, let me run some wires and I'll be back. Harold asked what these what these adjustable legs are. They're for when you put the when you want to make it into a deck, these legs just come right out of there. So I'm only using 2 right now, but you see how they store into the door. Okay, I've got my switch panel all made, side of the cabinet's all done, shelf is in. I'm getting ready to hook up some wires and get my main light going. So let me do that and I'll be right back. Well, there it is. The radio is mounted. My shelf is built. My switches are all where I want them. I have that light right there is this one right here. So when you first walk in, you hit that, and that's your living room lights. Of course, it is on a dimmer. Okay. This switch will be for the lights there that of course can be dimmed. This switch right here will be for the light, for the kitchen. I didn't put the kitchen on a dimmer because we have the under counter lights. Plus, when you turn on the kitchen light, you pretty much just want it on. And this will be a 2-way. And there'll be another switch down there to be able to turn off the kitchen lights. So that's pretty cool. So this one becomes the light bar, okay? This one becomes the light for in the cabinet up there. Okay, there'll be lights up there. It'll be nice when you're trying to find something in the dark. Okay. This switch right here will be for the motion detector by the front door and by on the right side of the trailer there. This one, actually I lied to you. This switch right here will be for the two on the fun side of the trailer. This one will be for the one in the back of the trailer on the business side. And then I have two blank ones right here that I can use for something. So there it is. You probably can't tell from yesterday's video, but I completely redid that entire switch panel. I made my own switch plate cover, okay? But we'll get into that more. Now, of course, all this stuff is got to be stained and everything like that, so everything will have to be, you know, some stuff had to be moved. Whatever, no big deal. All right, let me clean up my mess. And one of my midnight projects tonight will be to come and wire up the lights underneath the of the door. Okay. And you can see the wires sticking up. I got my wires ready to go. Okay, and then that gets a sheet of plywood all the way down. Okay, so, all right, let me get cleaned up. I'll be right back. Well, okay, another productive day. Got my radio cabinet and my main switch wall for the lights and stuff. Got my above radio shelf installed, and when I get all my wires run, I'll go ahead and put a cover over that, and I'll build a chase right there to cover that up. But yeah, that looks sweet. There's like a little lip in here. Close the door. I gotta leave that for a while. That's my first attempt at making a door. Okay, and that's the door that goes on that cabinet. So we'll see what it looks like. Pretty optimistic. But you gotta try, you know, if it doesn't work. I mean, it's a door. You know, it's not that hard to make. But we'll see what it looks like, see how strong it is. I didn't glue it. I'm not even gonna tell you what I used, but it's hopefully it'll dry in a couple of hours, and take it out and take a look at it and see what it looks like. So there's a view from the outside. It looks pretty good. I had gotten, let me do this. Close that real quick. Let me flip the phone around. Well, you see those three legs right there? You see how I had the deck down just now? Well, they're adjustable height, all three of them. So if you're on unlevel terrain, you can adjust them. I just stick little pieces of wood, or you know, if I have a cinder block close by, or whatever, and then I level it up that way. But what's cool about them is that they store right inside the door. So here's a better video of the deck legs. Now I leave mine out. I leave those two out pretty much all the time, just because I don't want to have to hook them back in or whatever. They're not hurting a damn thing. They're made out of steel, galvanized, so they haven't rusted yet. It's been almost a little more than a year. So what those do is basically just when the ramp door is down, it makes it into a deck. With the legs in, or not extended, then the ramp door comes all the way down to the ground. All right. Never have to buy Patriot chew toys. The palm fronds fall down to the ground. He grabs them, carries them over to the front yard, and simply destroys them. So here's one that he grabbed today and brought over and worked on. Keeps him busy. And here he comes with a piece. But you see his coconut mess. All right. Tomorrow's Saturday. I'm hoping to get all the wiring done that I undid to build the above door cabinet. Okay. But as usual, in the middle of the night, I'll wake up, and that's a nice little project to do. There's my power plant. For those of you who haven't seen it, here's my power plant. I got 1,000 watts of solar, 1,600 watts of potential wind, 2 automatic transfer switches. I got my main panel, my solar, what I call my battery sub panel, so that when I'm off grid or I'm not hooked to utility power, everything comes from my inverter. It's a 3,000, 6,000 peak. Then it kicks in from the switch and goes right into the sub panel. But when I'm hooked to shore power like I am, and even though it's only 20 amps, it goes through my progressive surge protector into my switch and into my panel. There's a lot more to it, but there's other videos. Got my 100 amp converter, keeps my batteries charged. In this box are my 10 batteries. Underneath there's my 200 gallon of fresh, my water filter system. I can fill my water either through gravity or through city. If I fill through gravity, it comes through this hose. If I'm filling through city, I just change some valves, boom, 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 and it goes right into my tanks. I can fill them. I bought these shelves at Home Depot. They're great. I keep my chairs in here. I mean, this is a 4 by 8 by 8.5 room, basically. It's my little man cave, if you will. Okay.